We spent the night in Garden City, Kansas, and now we're heading out toward Wichita along the Santa Fe Trail, which we followed partly in Colorado and now in Kansas. Okay, we're going out to see some genuine tracks from the Santa Fe Trail, which we've been following. Santa Fe Trail tracks. Here we go. Well, not seeing much of anything to take a picture of. I guess we just can't see it.
Planes have changed.
Right around there.
A paved highway has replaced the Santa Fe Trail. Still, you can experience the flavor of the prairie in the high plains of the Santa Fe Trail if you take the time to explore.
Even though we had a hard time imagining where the old wagon ruts would be, we could picture hundreds of freight wagons laden with trade items lumbering by here. Large caravans going 900 miles between Mexico and Missouri. For 60 years, the Santa Fe Trail links the eastern states and the Southwest together. Here's a field of wild sunflowers that we've been seeing the whole trip. They're alongside all the roadsides where we've driven through many states. Never seen so many in one place before, though. This is a bison wildlife refuge, so we're driving out here looking for buffalo. We've been seeing lots of fields of sorghum as well, but I can still smell the cows. We're leaving Dodge City and heading toward Wichita. Wow, we are really going through a wind farm. Look at that one, looks like it has multiple blades, but it's just a row of them. Of course, we didn't see any wind farms in the Rockies. But on the Kansas plains, yeah, like there's a lot ahead of us too. We made one more stop before Wichita at Kinsley, Kansas, which is Midway, USA, halfway between New York and San Francisco. When we got to Wichita, Art indulged me in my hobby of visiting Frank Lloyd Wright properties, and we visited the Allen House in Wichita. We weren't allowed to take pictures inside, but here are some views of the outside. Every time we go to a Wright property, the guides are so enthusiastic and really love what they're doing. Maybe someday in another life I'll be able to be a Frank Lloyd Wright property guide, or a docent as they're called. The tour included the beautiful gardens and grounds on the outside of the home, and while we were there, the docent told us about another property in Wichita that was just down the street, the Corbin Education Center on the university campus. Well, this is the second Frank Lloyd Wright property we've been to see today. It's on the campus of Wichita State University, built after his death. This one was free. The house, the Allen House, we had to pay to see. Art's trying to figure out what this sculpture is supposed to be. When we got to Wichita State University, we were worried about where we were going to be able to park, but a kindly security guard said we could park anywhere we wanted to. He was familiar with Wrightian fans. He even said we could go in and wander around. This was, after all, a functioning educational building. It was interesting seeing Wrightian touches like this bench built into the wall, and these door handles. Also, Wright's touch of emphasizing the horizontality by making the horizontal grout deeper and the vertical grout flat against the brick. Another thing is the corner windows with no support. Another touch that he used in a lot of his buildings. We explored the outside of, this is the courtyard that, even though it's not real kept up, it has this beautiful fountain and pond in it. And so we started to go back inside to go back to our car, and my hubby spotted something that I wouldn't have seen. It was a stairway going up to the top, which was so exciting. We got to go up another level and look at the top level of this amazing building. There is this cornice that is also very much a Wright trademark, and behind it there was a little seating area where people could take the sun or have lunch or whatever they wanted to do. And of course the spire going up through the building to the very top. It was all really special. But eventually we knew we had to move on. We'd seen 2 amazing buildings in one day, and it was time to move on to Kansas City to see our family who was waiting for us. That's tomorrow's video.